Assalamu alaikum. My name is Jailani Hussein. I'm the Executive Director for the Council on American Islamic Relations.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Noshina Hussein, and I'm the Deputy Director for Cair, Minnesota.
We're putting this video together out of requests of the community to, one, update the community about the number of hate crimes that had at least been reported to us, and also to remind you all some safety tips and opportunities for our communities to really address and challenge Islamophobia in our times. First of all, we have been monitoring and we've been still getting calls from our community in number of incidents, a number of cases reported to us of hate crime, and sometimes threatening, bullying, harassment in our community. The area we're seeing a large number of cases coming from is still our schools. And so we actually asked the Department of Education earlier in the past week to issue a statement or a reminder to our leaders in our school districts to be vigilant of this type of harassment in our schools. They have been able to send a letter and requested the leadership to do that, and we're happy about that. But we're still getting the same type of harassment, and we are working with the parents in the schools to address some of those concerns and some of those specific incidents. We're also getting cases and people reporting to us that for example, someone is coming to them and trying to drive them off the road, or people are saying things to them, or even some people are brandishing guns to people. And as much as some of these cases are troubling, we are really reminding our community today to speak up, to report, and to challenge this type of bigotry. We understand that Islamophobia is not new, and actually Cair, Minnesota and Cair National have been monitoring Islamophobia for a very long time. And so we actually have a website called Islamophobia.org that actually has a lot of information. This is not just few people who are upset or misunderstand Islam and Muslims, but it's actually a campaign to drive our communities apart and to misinform people. And it has become an industry that is even spending over $119 million to misinform the community. So Islamophobia is real. It is much more deeper than few comments made by politicians. But it's something that is dividing and creating a very unsafe environment for our communities. So in this difficult time, we want to provide you some basic tips. Number one, if you're unsafe, really make sure that you find an authority or someone to speak to. Also, we are encouraging our community to speak up. This is a critical time for the American Muslim community to speak to their neighbors, to their co-workers about Islam and Muslims. And also the same opportunity is there for our community members from all other faiths. This is a time that we all need to push back against discrimination from wherever it's occurring. And so this is a time, and we want to remind you of some really important things that will be happening. We will be entering the holidays, and this will be a good time where you will be speaking with family members and others. So it's a good time to speak up. But we still understand there's fear. We still understand there's a lot of people who are afraid to go out, and I want to allow Nashina to really address some of those.
Yeah. We're seeing a rise in harassment towards Muslim women who wear the headscarf, the traditional hijab. So just a couple of brief points to help sort of mitigate some of those harassment cases is just, number one, have a buddy system. If you feel that you're going into an unfamiliar zone or territory, take a friend with you and just ensure your safety and security. Number two, look at within your community activity centers if there are any self-defense courses that you can take to help in times if you are subjected to some sort of harassment. Number three, work with your local law enforcement. Call your chief of police, meet with them, help them understand the situation that you're fearing. This is the time that Muslim sisters, you will be approached, and it could be in a positive light or a negative light, but take advantage of the positive, that perhaps this is your chance to help sort of educate and build bridges of understanding between the communities. However, if you are faced or in a situation that can be escalated, it is very important that you immediately seek out authorities. If you are in a school setting, students, find a principal, find teachers. If you are in a mall or storefront, look for security, look for management in that store. And if anything else, call 911 immediately. It's very important that these issues don't escalate to where they become violent. And of course, to reiterate, call Cair Minnesota. We are accessible via email, via telephone, via social media, via the website. So there are many opportunities for you to be able to connect with us and report these incidents. Just as Jaylani wants to reiterate that this is our time to be able to build bridges of understanding, but we want to make sure people are safe and that they are secure wherever they go.
And I just wanted to remind, there are a lot of good things happening in our community, and I want us to recognize that. But I want to go back to the point of actually reporting. So at Cair Minnesota, if you go to the bottom of the link on this video, you'll find a link where there's a Google Doc that we want everyone in our community to report, no matter how small the incident is. And be assured that we will keep your information confidential. Stories. If you're a loved one who is hearing that, encourage that individual to report to us. Fill out this form. At least we will have that information. And then maybe Nashina can talk about that there is a goodwill out there in our community.
Yeah. Although the circumstances seem very dire, there are a lot of good people out in Minnesota. And just last week, a gentleman dropped by at our offices and gave us flowers and told us that he stands in unity and solidarity with the Muslim community. So there are many, many incidents and situations where a lot of our allies and our friends are stepping up. And so I feel hopeful that Minnesota is a great place and will remain a great place for everyone.
Absolutely. And we want to remind you now, there's a lot of people in our community asking how we can help. What's the next steps? First of all, talk to your community. Take benefit of the holidays that are coming up. Speak with your family members. Speak with your loved ones. This is a good time in America that as families come together and we celebrate on their celebrations, it's important that we have conversations that are important. And so therefore, this is a good time to bring up the rise in Islamophobia and what's happening in our communities. The second point is, if you are a community leader or even you have communities, organize your community and invite Cair to talk about Islamophobia and to talk about how we can come together in challenges. We're offering these trainings and these workshops across Minnesota today, and we encourage you to be able to reach out to us here at Cair Minnesota to plan out a potential workshop about this issue. And finally, we understand that as much as difficulty there is out there, this is a good time to talk about. So continue talking about what's happening and coming to the. With that, please share this video. This is not the time to look at a video and benefit from it and not share it. This is a good time to do that. So share this video with your loved ones as much as possible. The more we are aware, the more we are safe. The more we know what to do, the more we can challenge Islamophobia and our community can be safer. So please share this video with all of your loved ones. And finally, Cair has been challenging Islamophobia for a very long time. We do it here in Minnesota. We've been challenging the Islamophobes that have been coming constantly to our community to create a great deal of fear in many parts in Minnesota, and especially in rural Minnesota. We understand the work is getting tougher, and we know that in order for us to do more this coming year, we know we need support from donors who are watching like you. So we need your donations today. Many of you are frustrated. You want to know how to really make an impact. Well, Cair does impact Islamophobia, and we can continue to do that. But without your donation, without your support, we are only going to be able to do with very little effect. So this is the time to donate to Cair Minnesota so we can continue doing our great work.
And as Martin Luther King Jr. quoted, "The ultimate measure of a man is not where he stands in moments of comfort and convenience, but where he stands at times of challenge and controversy. Today and now is your time to stand with Cair Minnesota."
Let's fight Islamophobia together here in Minnesota. Thank you all. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.